Okay, good morning to everyone, or good afternoon, depending upon where you are. Um, my name is Ali Zakir. I'm going to wait a few minutes. We've only got 14 participants, so I'm expecting quite a few more. So if you could be patient, we'll just let some other individuals join, and then we'll get into the webinar. I hope everyone's doing okay today. I can see people joining slowly. So just give us a minute or two, and then we'll get into the webinar. We'll just wait a few more minutes and let some more people join us, and then we will get into the webinar itself. Thanks for being patient. Okay, thanks to everyone for joining us. Hopefully we'll get some more participants joining us, but in the meantime, we will get started. Once again, thanks for joining today. My name is Ali Zakir. I'm a techno-functional consultant with AblyPro. So today we're going to be talking about Salesforce and specifically Service Cloud. Just off the bat, there will be a question and answer box that you can click on in Zoom, and you can ask any questions you like. And at the end of the presentation, I'll go through those questions and try to answer them to the best of my abilities. So having said that, let's get into the presentation. There we go. All right. So the agenda for today, obviously we're going to talk about what is Salesforce Service Cloud. Then we'll talk about Customer 360. And then we'll talk about top 10 features that Service Cloud has to offer. And then we'll talk about some of the benefits, some of the key benefits that Service Cloud offers, which would be customer data in sync, the preferred support channels, the service console, and ultimately, and what's important, is your return on investment if you're going to, implement Service Cloud. So, what is Service Cloud? Service Cloud empowers companies to provide industry-leading end-to-end customer support, gives your company and service agents the tools and the power to deliver seamless services. So, what is the main objective of Service Cloud? It's really to increase and expedite case resolution and speed up the response that you have with your customers and resolving cases as soon as possible. It's an all-inclusive solution to improve customer service and satisfaction, which is obviously extremely important. And ultimately, what you want to do is increase the relationship that you have with your customers, so they have for lack of a better word, a feel-good feeling about the company, about the services you offer, and you actually care about them, which is very important in today's society and things of that nature. I think most people on this webinar can relate to a bad experience that they might have had with customer service of one kind or the other, or less than ideal, let's say. And sometimes that'll leave a bad taste in your mouth. And even if, argument's sake, they're the cheapest provider, however, if you're not providing awesome customer service, you could potentially have customers looking elsewhere for the same services. So, you have people that are more than willing to go to another company, not because the service that you're providing or is not what they want, but it's just the customer service experience that they're receiving is less than ideal and can be frustrating. I've dealt with that multiple times over the years. Moving on, we're going to talk about Customer 360, a single view of essential data, whether it's the customer's data or your internal operational data, allowing your teams to collaborate and basically create connected experiences and make more informed decisions. So, Salesforce puts a lot of emphasis on Customer 360. It allows you to bring all your operations together, let it be sales, service, commerce, marketing, your IT department, where all your data is in one place on a shared platform. As you can see from this image here, these are just some of the things that can be included in the Customer 360 profile or preview. But these are all important. It's just one system, one database. The interface is the same. It's very, it's different. It can be customized, but at the end of the day, it's one platform. It allows you to harmonize your data. So you don't have different systems. Let's imagine you call up, you're a customer and you call up, and the person on the other line is looking in different systems, looking up data and things of that nature. It can become somewhat frustrating, not just for the rep, but also for the customer also, because now it's taking longer to get that information and to get answers to their questions. So the fact that it's one system, it's not a disjointed system, everything is in place. It's a simple concept, but it's quite powerful and it's very important. This entire vision that Salesforce has of Customer 360, because it's one platform essentially. All right, so now we'll talk about some of the top 10 features that Service Cloud has. Case management. Let me just give me 1 second here. So this is the core of Service Cloud, creating cases, routing them to the right queue or agents for fast, accurate case resolution, managing the entire case lifecycle from one single system. If you're an agent dealing with a customer, and now you have to interact with a manager and get approval or get a question or whatever the case may be, you can all do it in a streamlined process. You're not going from different system to the other system. It's not necessarily you're calling up anybody. You can be on the phone or you could be chatting with the customer, and yet at the same time, you're talking to the manager also. There's a lot of automation that can be put in place also to make everything very efficient. So number one thing is case management that you have in Service Cloud. The next thing is multi-channel support. Support various incoming support channels, let it be phone, email, SMS, chat, social media, and the web. As technology changes, customers' expectations change. So with that, you have to change with the times and be there to be able to support your customers any way they want to be able to contact you. So that's a very important feature. 3, auto-channel routing. So route service work intelligently, balance workloads between agents, or push to the most appropriate agent with the skill set to solve the problem. So here you could have multiple divisions within your company. So depending upon the case, you route it straight away in an intelligent way where that particular division or individual receives that case. So it's not being bounced around and things of that nature. So once again, it's all about efficiency, where the cases come in, where does it go, and send it there quickly and correctly. Next, we'll talk about chat and chatbots. So this is relatively new, I would say, in the last number of years. Real-time chat with agents, automated chatbots to reduce the workload, increase service agent efficiency. So we'll get into this a little bit later on, a little bit more detail. Next will be knowledge. Agents quickly find answers to issues, make knowledge articles available to customers. It could be via a self-service portal, allowing them to solve their problems without needing an agent. A very powerful feature. Let's say your hours of operation are 8 to 5 o'clock, and you have a customer that needs to resolve an issue. So here they can go to a website, self-service portal. They can type in the question, look for an article that might be able to help them, a video that might be able to help them. So once again, it's all about efficiency and reducing cost so that you don't necessarily have an agent tied up working on a case. So it's self-service portal. So going on with the top 10 features, we have automation. Service Cloud offers many automation tools to improve the entire case lifecycle. Automated flow, case escalation rules, AI case routing. These are just to name a few. You have macros also, so you don't have an agent doing multiple clicks to achieve a particular task. It's a template. You use the template, and it does a lot of things for you. You can set up approval processes where you've submitted a case, it needs to get approved by a manager, it gets routed to the appropriate manager, the manager signs off on it. Maybe they have a manager or a director that needs to sign off on it also. So you can set up your levels of approvals and how it's done in multiple ways, and you can automate all of that stuff. So nothing is missed by human error. There's no paperwork involved. So it once again, just making things a lot more efficient. So yeah. Next, we're going to talk about collaboration, where agents, managers work together to resolve and escalate cases when needed. So I'll give you an example here. Let's say you have a customer on the phone, or maybe you're chatting with them. So you're chatting with them and you need to involve a manager. Rather than necessarily putting the customer on hold, you could be chatting with your manager at the same time. So you're reducing time for reducing the duration of the call with the customer, and you're just resolving that case quickly and efficiently. So that's an important point. Number 8, analytics, reports and dashboards, allowing management to monitor metrics to proactively manage the service delivery in real time. So, with any business, any large size business, we have more and more data that we have. So it's very important to analyze that data, let it be in real time or every week, every day, whatever the case may be. So Salesforce and Service Cloud, they have a lot of customizable reports that you can create, dashboards that you can glance at, look at everything from a high level. Let's say you've launched a new product. You want to see if there's any problems versus higher number of problems versus your other products and services that you may have. So you can run reports on that. You can see, okay, what department is handling more cases, or on an individual basis, see, how efficient one agent is compared to another agent. So there's multiple ways that you can do your reporting and things of that nature. The reports are very highly customizable. It gives you as a company a lot of flexibility in terms of what data and what analysis you want to do. Number 9, self-service portal. We touched upon this before, but customers can quickly find answers anytime on any device with seamless access to knowledge articles. So, if it's after hours, or maybe, it's more convenient to the customer to just go to a website and find information that they need, rather than being on the phone for 10 minutes and then waiting 10 minutes and then, talking to an agent. Here is just, you do it yourself. And just in case they can't find the answers, then maybe they can give you a call or start a chat session, whatever the case may be. But this is a very popular solution for a lot of customers, where they just want to do it at their convenience, on their time, where they can just get the information they need from a self-service portal. Number 10, extensible and add-ons. Extend and integrate with Salesforce clouds, other Salesforce clouds that are out there. Let it be Sales Cloud, Marketing Cloud, field service management. You can do things like phone integration, CTI integration, Experience Cloud, which is Community Cloud. And then there's probably hundreds and thousands of applications on the App Exchange that maybe you don't want to do a customized solution, and maybe you can buy something essentially off the shelf that can integrate with your Service Cloud. So there's a lot of options there. One bonus that I'll give you is also SLAs, case entitlements. So what that is, in a lot of companies, you will have different levels of service that you've promised to your customers, let it be, argument's sake, platinum, gold, silver, bronze. And associated to those different levels, you've committed to a response time or type of response that you have. So these are all things that you can implement in your Service Cloud, once again, so that you can service your customers. So here, okay, so going on to the next screen, we'll talk a little bit about the benefits of Service Cloud. Going back to the Customer 360, where essentially it's one platform. You could have different clouds, but the database and the database model is one and the same. If you have additional clouds, then you have additional data model, but the core is always the same, which is Sales Cloud. So your data is in sync, one platform, customer data in one place and in sync, ready to provide exceptional service. Case status, not guessing the status of a case or who's handling the case and who's working on that case. That's pretty powerful. A single source of truth, eliminating digging through disjointed systems to collect data and resolve cases. So once again, what I had mentioned before is if you have separate systems, and now you have to jump from one system to the other system to resolve a case, and it becomes even worse if you're chatting with the customer or you're talking to the customer. They can get frustrated because now instead of that, what there, maybe might be a 5-minute call, it's you're on the phone or you're chatting with them for 20 minutes. Versus if everything is in one place, all the information that you need is right at your fingertips. You just need to pull it up essentially. Moving on. Okay, preferred support channels. So we're all familiar with phone. So, digital and social media have become extremely popular in recent years. However, customers continue to prefer phone assistance and is an essential part of, support for many businesses. It's not a must. Some businesses don't offer that. But, a lot of companies still do support it, and you can call that the traditional method of support for customers. The next one is we have email, allowing customers to contact you 24/7 at their convenience. And this allows you to direct emails to the appropriate queue and respond accordingly to your business priorities. Email support is very effective in saving time and money for your business. So, if your operating hours are, let's say, once again, traditional operating hours, 8 to 5, but you receive an email after hours, that way the customer has submitted a case or a ticket where they need support at their convenience. And on the flip side of that, it makes it convenient for you to respond to those emails when you feel it's appropriate. Let it be within 12 hours, let it be within 24 hours, whatever the case may be. So there's efficiency to be gained from that. You're not responding to one email at a time. If you're responding within 12 hours, you could have a queue of emails lined up, argument's sake, 100 emails, and you could have one service agent, go through those emails systematically, responding to those emails. The other thing with emails is you can route those emails in a smart way using AI, so they're directed to the appropriate department or individual and things of that nature. Chat, live chat, connects customers instantly with a service agent. Resolution times with live chat on average is higher than email in comparison. Increase agent time utilization and increase return on investment. So going back to email here is typically you send an email, then the customer service would reply back to the email. Maybe that doesn't answer the question. Then they email back. So there you have that back and forth potentially with emails, which can be, you're not resolving the case potentially quickly. With chat, because you're chatting with them live in real time, you have that back and forth conversation via chat. So that's why you can resolve a case more quickly. The other advantage with chat is if you're implementing chat bots, you type in a question, and depending upon what you've typed in with the AI engine, it'll direct you in a certain direction and see if that'll answer your question. And it can also give you articles that might address the question that you have. And once again, this is all without actually an agent coming on the chat themselves to start typing with them. So these are all automated procedures. If that doesn't help the customer, then finally, they would be able to have a live one-on-one chat conversation with the customer. The other advantage with chat is you can potentially be, having a customer service agent could potentially be having 2, 3, 5 conversations at the same time. So your agent is not dedicated per se, one-on-one. They're having multiple chat conversations. So what you've done essentially now is you've increased the efficiency of your agent. And once again, that means a return on your investment. All companies typically have limited resources. So how do you maximize those resources? So this is a great way of doing it. Moving on, SMS. You could say this is very similar to chat. It's just a different method of doing it via your phone, where you can start a conversation and get answers to your questions. So once again, it's about having a solution or a support channel that works for your customer. As technology changes and as time changes, for a lot of people, this is the convenient way to communicate and to resolve a case. So, SMS is an option that you can have if you want to implement it. Website portal. This is what I had talked about before, where you have a self-service portal where a customer can go to the website, get answers to the questions, and you could have videos on there, you could have articles on there. And the other thing you can also have on your website is something called web to case, where you could have a template, they fill out the template, and then that you would receive that in your case management system, and then you can address that case accordingly. So web to case and with the web portal, I kind of put that under the same umbrella. It's coming via your website. Finally, we have social media. Obviously social media has become very popular in the last 10 years or more. It's easier for customers to reach you, being present where customers are today on their preferred social media platforms. It encourages engagement, make interactions personalized while building loyalty. Let that be on Facebook, let that be on Twitter, WhatsApp. And who knows what other platforms might come out in the future. If it becomes popular, those are things that, potentially Salesforce could implement also, where you can interact with your customers and customers can interact with you. So moving on. Okay. Service console. It's And this is once again going back to the entire customer 360. What Service Cloud gives you is one service console view, bring all the tools and the data required to service a customer onto one screen. So literally, you can customize the view or the screen that you have for whatever your needs may be, and you can consolidate all of that onto one screen. So now, your agent is not going to multiple screens and digging for information and things of that nature. It's all on one screen. Even when you're chatting or receiving a call from a customer, that's all on one screen. So not only is there information there, you can be chatting with them and you can be having a conversation with them also. Um, and going back to like knowledge, whilst a agent is having a conversation or chatting with a customer, the knowledge articles can either the agent can search for a knowledge article, or using the AI engine, articles would be suggested automatically also. And once again, this is all on one screen, so you're not fumbling around and jumping through screens. Increased return on investment, increased customer satisfaction, and drive efficiencies with a low-cost channel support. So, on the previous slide, we had talked about a number of options that you have in terms of supporting and allowing your customers to contact you. As a business, it's your choice which ones you want to implement and which ones are your best return on investment. For example, having a live agent, that might be cost prohibitive for you. So maybe you just want to employ web to case or self-service portal or chat. I think a lot of companies do that now, where they want to use automation, because if you're, argument's sake, using phone support, that's a one-on-one conversation, which could take anywhere from 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour. Versus if you use some other method, you're gaining a lot of efficiencies. So yeah. And the last point, going back to what I just said, boost agent productivity. Empower agents with tools and intelligence to provide exceptional service. I mean, once again, this is the end goal, is you need to make your customers happy. If you don't make your customers happy, then potentially you can lose your customers. So, it's a 360 vision in terms of what Service Cloud is all about. It's your return on investment and also customer satisfaction. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Return on your investment. What I had just spoke about a little bit. You want to give customer satisfaction. So, surveys have shown a 30% increase in customer satisfaction when Salesforce Service Cloud is implemented and used versus other solutions or more traditional methods of providing service. And then increase sales opportunity. Scale your business. Service Cloud gives organizations a more effective way to improve overall customer satisfaction, to create a more reputable business, which further increases sales opportunities for your sales service reps to upsell products and services. So, if you're making your customers happy and you have multiple products and services, then that customer is going to be just more inclined to use your services because they're familiar with what you provide, they're familiar with how you operate versus going to another company. Just let's take an example of, the big telecom companies or the internet providers. They all nowadays provide similar products and services. But if you're getting internet from one service provider, if you have a customer that's totally happy with you and you're great and great customer satisfaction, I would say that the more inclined to use your other products and services versus using another service or another company, even if, let's say, you might be a bit more expensive, but customer satisfaction is massive. And with that, you get increased sales. And at the end of the day, Service Cloud is a world-class service. Um, Without a doubt, it's the biggest player that's out there from a CRM platform and the other services and clouds that it has. So yeah, it's a leading CRM technology in the market. Service Cloud employs companies to streamline their processes, service calls, reducing issue resolution times, and dramatically improving customer satisfaction. And these are just some of the reasons why you get a great return on your investment. Um, Sometimes you don't look at what your initial cost might be for implementing a solution. What you need to look at is, down the line, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what what is your cost if you hadn't implemented Service Cloud? What do you lose potentially? Um, so yeah, I mean, it's a great return on investment. Um, Actually, you know what? I actually forgot to launch a poll. If you don't mind, I'm going to launch this poll. I was going to do this at the beginning. So if you could just look at the survey here or the poll, um, Service Cloud implementation, if you could just let us know what stage you're at, uh, appreciate that. And I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes to respond. So we've got 14 respondents. We have 33 participants. If the rest of you could respond, that would be awesome. Greatly appreciated. We have 27 people, participants responded. A few more, if we could get them in, that'd be great. All right, not a problem. I'm going to end the poll now. I think we got a few more people. 87% have responded. If we could get a few more, that'd be great. If not, I will end it in a few seconds. Okay, I think that's awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you. So I'm going to end the poll now. And I'm just going to share that with you so you have an idea. So, just finishing up on this slide here, um, what is Service Cloud all about? All companies have limited resources, so it's a matter. So what the goal is maximizing your dollars that you spend to service your customers and give them great customer satisfaction. And with all the options that you have with Service Cloud, you have a number of options and flexibilities in terms of how you tailor your customer service for your customers. So yeah, so I'm going to move on. That's the end of the presentation. Questions. So it looks like we have 2 questions. Let me have a look here. Support channels. So the first question is the phone supporting an IVR, or is that a separate service that needs to be implemented? So there's a number of ways to do it, but it's something that can be integrated directly into Service Cloud. I don't know what you mean by IVR per se, but it's a soft phone system. So it's something that directly ties into Service Cloud. So it's not like you're using a traditional handheld phone or whatever the case may be. It's software based. Next question. What about ChatGPT support? Don't have an answer for you on that one. I am sure at some point, Salesforce has their own AI. They call it Einstein. So I don't know going forward what the plans are for Salesforce to support ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a Microsoft product, and Salesforce is Salesforce. So I don't know what the plans are. I wouldn't be surprised if they will do something. They might have announced something already. Unfortunately, I'm not aware of that. Next question. Can we get a copy of the slide deck? I do believe you'll all get a copy of the slide deck, and we'll make a note of it for you, and then we'll send it out for the person that's asking that question. But I do believe we will be sending out the slide deck. Next question. We are about to move to a new org from what is a 10-year-old outdated Salesforce org. So that would be classic, I'm guessing. What do you see as the biggest risk or area that is overlooked and should a business focus on? That's somewhat of a loaded question. So I wouldn't be able to honestly answer your question for you, because there's a lot of areas. It just depends, how you've implemented Salesforce or your Service Cloud in particular. So we can have a conversation offline, and we can get back to you, Ed. But yeah, that I wouldn't be able to give you a good answer right now. So yeah, I don't know if we have any other questions. Oh, that looks like we don't have any other questions. So, once again, you can get your personalized Service Cloud demo. You can either scan the QR code there, or you can go to the URL there, and we'd be more than happy to set up a demo for you and go into a bit more detail and talk about your specific needs, and answer any questions that you may have for implementing Service Cloud. So yeah. So once again, thanks for joining. Sorry about that. Go back here. So thanks for joining. Value your time, and hopefully you were able to gain some insights into what Service Cloud is. And if you have any further questions, do reach out to us. Here's our contact information, as well as the previous slide. You can contact us that way. Once again, it was a pleasure speaking to you, and see you again. And we will be doing some follow-up webinars. We'll be sending out invites to those also. So you're more than welcome to join and maybe gain some knowledge. Thank you. Have a good day.